Yo, what's going on? It's Young Guapo back at it again, here to give you a piece of my mind to help you have more peace of mind. So today we're gonna get straight to it. Today's topic is how to love yourself more. And I know a lot of folks struggle with this. A lot of folks got a whole lot of insecurities. I feel like this topic gonna help a whole lot of people because most people do not love themselves even a little bit, and they always have so much things about themselves that they don't like. And I feel like this is a topic that will really help people. So if you feel like you know anybody who needs some self-love, send them this video. All right, let's get straight to it. My first topic is number one: invest in yourself. You are the only you'll ever have. You are the only life that you're ever gonna live. I don't know if you believe in reincarnation or whatever. I really don't care, because what if there isn't no reincarnation? So then it's just like, what if you this is your only chance? Then you gotta give it your all, the one chance that you got. So really, it's just, you just gotta invest in yourself. Like, don't be scared to buy books. Don't be scared to buy a gym membership. Don't be scared to just spend money on courses and things that's gonna help you to become a better you. Don't be scared to spend money on some clothes if they're in your budget and you know that you can afford them. Don't be scared to buy some clothes that's gonna make you look better. Cause the better you look, then the more you're gonna enjoy the way you look, and you're gonna love yourself more. Alright, so invest in yourself. Number two, create an image of who you want to be. You literally need to sit there and just think and imagine how you think that you want yourself to end up being in the future. Imagine the type of person that you want to be. And after you imagine them, then go and get specific actionable steps that you can take to becoming that person and becoming that better version of yourself. You literally need to go and write down, like jot it down, like, I want to be a six-figure billionaire. I'm gonna be but it has to be more specific than that, like very specific, down to where you can actually write steps. Like, if you want to be like a professional skier, you have to write, I'm going to hit 10 ski balls into the goal every single day. Or professional hockey player, not skier. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it needs to be precise. I'm gonna go skate backwards for 2 hours every single Monday, and it's like, it has to be almost every single day, really every single day, because consistency is really a habit, and you make habits by doing them habitually. So try to do it every single day, because it's gonna reinforce it into your head, and it's not gonna be as easy to skip days and just make excuses, because it's literally going to become a part of you and who you are as a person. You couldn't imagine doing things any other way because you're so used to it. And they say it takes like 4 months to break a habit. But I mean, regardless, everyone's different, so I don't really care what the number is. But just try to do it and stick with it. Like, make a planner and set actionable steps on that planner. I got this app called Productive, where I just write down on a checklist. I just mark on checklist every single thing every single day. Just like $30 a year, but I mean, I'm willing to pay that price to invest in myself. That's how y'all know I really practice the things I preach. I may not do everything that I say, because you don't gotta know better to do better, but, or you don't gotta do better to know better. But at the end of the day, I try to do my best, because that's all we all can do. But my next thing is to work on yourself. Do not be afraid to go to the gym. Do not be afraid to put in no work. Do not be afraid of pain or suffering. Do not be afraid to take risks, because these risks are ultimately going to be part of the story when you tell your past, to motivate other people who are trying to go through the same thing, or maybe in the same steps, and or going through the same situations that you're going through, or need to hear what you're going through to take these steps. So don't be afraid. The same people who you learn from, you could become that same icon that somebody else is able to learn from, that same influence that somebody else could learn from, and you'll be able to help them in the same way that other people helped you, but even better, because there are other people who may relate directly to your story, because you're the only you that there ever was and there ever will be. So just make sure that you work on yourself. Don't be afraid to work. Don't be afraid to put in work. Don't be lazy. Don't just spend your time doing nothing, or BSing your time away playing video games or smoking or whatever. Just make sure you're working on yourself. Just make sure you're working on yourself and doing things like every single day. Like I said, it really has to be every single day. Maybe 6 days a week, 1 day off. But whatever day that is that's off, you make sure that you know, that's the only day. The rest of the other 6 days, we go on 110%. Maybe not the entire day, but do the best that you can, because everybody different. Some folks are better at doing extremely focused specific tasks for a long period of time, and then there's some people who they're more like, okay, I'm gonna do 30 minutes a day on each thing, and they're gonna do all of them every day, as opposed to somebody who may do one thing a day but for extended periods of time. So just figure out the way that you work, and to figure out the way that you can set up your schedule. Maybe you got too much on your plate, then just figure out how to allocate that time. The first step that I'll say, if you're really trying to track your time, is to get the clock on your phone, the stopwatch, and like time yourself for what you're doing throughout your day. And for every task you do, you could write in your notes like, okay, from this time to this time I did this, from this time to this time I did this, from this time to this time I did this, and do that repeatedly over the course of a couple of days. You'll start to see how much time you're wasting on doing certain things, and how much time you're putting into other places, and it'll help you to be able to organize your life in a way where you're actually getting things done and making progress, instead of just making time go by, because time's always going to go by regardless if you're working or not. Like, when I see people who are further than me at the same age of my life, I don't have regrets, but it still makes me see my potential, because I see that I could do anything that I put my mind to. And this is just an example of what I could have been, or what actual hard work leads to, or like they are literally embodiments of hard work in this specific area that they spend the majority of their time putting their work into. And that just motivates me and helps me to go harder, because it's like we all had the same time, so why are they so much further than me? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good to look at these people like competition, but not bad competition where they make you feel bad about yourself. Just a benchmark that you should try to reach or pass, for example, but in your own way, because it's not good to envy others or want the things that they want. Next, well, really this goes along with working on yourself, but ways to work on yourself is to exercise, is to eat healthy, and to read. Reading works on your mind, and exercising works on your body, and eating healthy is like interior, so like the part of your body that's not the outside. But yeah, just make sure you're eating healthy, because it's good for like your organs and stuff. It's good for digestive, it's good to make you look good, it's good for like living life, because it's gonna help you. You're gonna enjoy yourself more, you're gonna enjoy looking at your body more, you're gonna enjoy having your body more, you're gonna enjoy being yourself more, and you're gonna feel better, because when you work out you feel better. And then on top of that, when you eat good food, that also it makes you feel good, then you're gonna feel better about yourself, you're gonna enjoy the way you look, you're gonna actually be able to take your shirt off at the pool and not be ashamed or body conscious. You're gonna be able to take your shirt off just going around the house, or wear tighter clothes that you like to wear, and it'll make you feel better, because you know that you worked on something, you know you actually achieved something that you set your mind to, and that's going to go into a whole lot of other areas in your life, because all that type of stuff really just compounds. Like, discipline is really just a skill that people put together. I feel like it's a skill that you really have to grow yourself, and when you do it with one thing, it starts to translate into other areas of your life, because you're like, okay, I did this, what else can I do, what else can I put my mind to, what else can I accomplish, what else am I really capable of? And that's why it's important to make sure that you work on yourself, so that you can open that creative or hard-working side of yourself that you maybe never experienced before in your entire life. And this might be the first step to becoming a better you. Who knows? But my next step will be to take care of yourself. When I say take care of yourself, this is like self-care, like brushing your teeth, moisturizing your body, maybe you need to wear some sunscreen. Maybe you go outside a lot, maybe you need to wear some sunscreen. Apparently we all should be wearing sunscreen, but maybe you need to wear some sunscreen because you be outside a lot. And that's just good for yourself, so you don't get no skin cancer, so that you just a better person all around. Sunscreen, lotion, moisturizing, brushing your teeth, taking care of your teeth, making sure you're groomed, making sure your facial hair is cut, making sure you got a clean hairline, maybe not 24/7, but every 2 weeks or so. Just making sure you put pride in being the person that you are, because you only have one chance to look the way you look. So why not look your best at the most times that you can? Maybe you can't afford paying for a barber. What I did was I learned to cut my hair myself. So I cut my hair myself, I cut my mustache myself. I do it all for free. Instead of paying $20 every single two weeks, or even not 2 weeks, because I wouldn't even want to spend that every 2 weeks, or $30, whatever. I just learned to do it myself, and it satisfies me. It's a low learning curve, but everything's a learning curve. I just have to try one day, figure it out. Eventually, I wasn't too good, but eventually, over time, I got better and better and better, and now I'm satisfied. So I don't really care. Overall, it was worth it. Even though I messed up a couple times, just make sure you don't mess up. I mean, it's harder than it sounds, but yeah, but I mean, it's doable. So yeah, make sure you like washing your face, taking care of your skin. Just making sure that if you got a lot of bumps in your face, go work on yourself so that you can help yourself love yourself more. I mean, it's just little things like that. But don't be scared to invest in yourself. Maybe it costs money to get that dermatologist medication, but it's gonna be worth it because overall you're gonna feel better being in the skin that you have, and you only have this skin once, and you're only gonna be in this body once. So you might as well take the best care of it. I'm gonna keep on repeating that because it's important. My next thing, what I would say, is figure out your purpose. When you figure out your purpose, it gives you meaning to life. It gives you something to look forward to on a day-to-day basis. When you figure out your purpose, it helps you to really just focus on something other than existing, because we weren't really created to exist. Otherwise, then nobody would be doing anything, because we'd all just be doing nothing. So, I mean, I can't really say it more simple than that. We're not here just to exist, so you might as well figure out what you're put here for. And if you need help with that, try to think about the things that you're good at. Really just think of the things you're good at and things you've always been naturally good at, and try to see how far you can take those things and what ways you can use those things to fulfill yourself and potentially make you money on the side. And if you're struggling with that, you can also just seek to add value to the world, because wherever there's value, people pay for that. If people ever see that there's value in anything, it always becomes valuable, and people make money from it. So you could seek to add value in whatever area of your life, whatever thing you feel like you're good at. You're going to whatever you really enjoy doing. Also, you have to make sure you love it. If you love it and you're good at it, it's most likely part of your purpose. Next, I say get genuine friends that will love you, because when you have that social proof, when you have people in your life that love you and give you constant validation for why you're such a great person, and they give you that validation by spending time with you and being around you, it's like, and it's harder to think, it's easier to think that everybody around you hates you if you never have anybody around you. So it's like, if you have that constant, source of people who really love you, and they love being around you, they love talking to you, and you could tell they truly just enjoy your being and your existence. It makes you feel better about yourself. It makes you love yourself more, because you start to see the things that they say, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, I do this. I am hardworking. I am actually talented. Maybe I am a nice person. People be like, you're so kind. You won't even know. You'll be thinking, oh, this is just me. That's just the way I am. But when other people tell you that type of stuff, it just helps you to really get that like positive affirmation, that reinforcement. It just makes you feel better. Like, you feel good. You're like, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't even know. And now you just feel great the rest of your day. If you ever got a compliment from anybody, you'll realize that like you felt amazing afterwards, because even if it was a stranger, just because it was like, wow, somebody acknowledged me. And it feels good to have that acknowledgement from other human beings, which is why it's so important to have friends and people who will give us that validation and acknowledgement and make us feel secure in ourselves, because we have their like approval. Basically, even though we shouldn't seek their approval of man, it still makes you feel better when you do have it. And this is why things like Instagram exist. People love getting the likes. You feel so good when somebody gives you a comment, even though it doesn't change anything about anything that to do with you whatsoever, but you still love it just because it just feels good to know that they acknowledged you, just to know another human acknowledged you. And it helps you love yourself more, because it makes you feel like people love you. And if people love you, then why would you not love yourself? Which is why a lot of people just spend so much time and invest so much time into Instagram. I mean, this is another note, but that's why so many people like put their posts on Instagram so much, just for that validation of other people. But you shouldn't need that. That shouldn't be the first thing. Like, this is just part of the steps of loving yourself. It could help, but I mean, I said to get friends. I didn't even say post on Instagram. I said get actual friends, because they do not correlate. I'll tell you that right now. You could have all the followers in the world who like to look at your butt, but if you don't got nobody in real life who wants to actually talk to you for you, then you could forget all that. It don't mean nothing. Just because someone wants to bust, or you want to bust someone's cheeks, it does not mean, it don't mean nothing about your character. It's literally just the way you look. That's genetics. Like, that's literally genetics. So next, I'll say only speak positively of yourself. negative talk really affects you. Like, there's power in the tongue. The things that we say actually can come to pass a lot. You know, that's why people believe in manifestation. Like, manifestation isn't really real, but there's truth to it. Like, there is power in the tongue. The words, the things that we say, they actually do have power. So I guess it's kind of manifestation, but it's not like just because you say it's gonna happen. But there are certain things that you should still keep yourself from saying, because it doesn't help anybody. Even if you don't believe in none of this stuff, it still doesn't help anybody to speak negatively. It doesn't help yourself to speak negatively. It doesn't help yourself to keep on talking about negative experiences or just self-defeating talk. It doesn't help at all. All it's going to do is hold you back and keep you from being the best version of yourself. So try to not speak negatively about yourself. Try to always have positive speech in your mouth. Like, anything that you're saying about anybody, even, you shouldn't even be gossiping, because usually people that talk bad about others have something that's internal that they need to work on for themselves and on themselves, and they're just reflecting that. And I mean, they see like their insecurities when they see other people succeeding, so they try to, you know, like, come back at them for where they're lacking in themselves. But that's not right. So you shouldn't even be talking negative about other people or yourself, because if you're fulfilled in yourself, then there should be no reason you're even worried about what other people think or care about other people at all, honestly, besides like the good type of care. But that goes without saying. But yeah, only speak positively about yourself. Even if you're going through a bad time, someone says, "How you doing?" Say, "I'm doing good." No matter what you're going through, just say, "I'm doing good." You know, unless it's like a really, really close friend. But it's like, even then, there's certain things that you don't even gotta tell people that you're going through, because you know that you can do it on your own. You know that, or with God, but you know that it's something that is most definitely not gonna help to talk about, because no matter what you say to them, it won't make you feel better and it won't change anything. So you might as well keep quiet about it. There's certain things in life that this applies to. What specifically, I can't think of on the top of my head, but I know there are certain situations and certain experiences that you just don't have to talk about. But at the end of the day, if you do talk about them, you talk about it in a positive light. You put it in a positive like atmosphere, so that when you do speak of it, you're like, say you're going through some struggles, you're like, "Oh yeah, man, you know, I was struggling, but you know, now I'm straight," or, you know, "I just finished getting back right at something." Instead of being like, "Oh yeah, I'm going through this," you just be like, "Oh yeah, I just finished the process. I just finished the process of getting so much better, getting my money right, getting my head right." You don't got to be like, "Oh, I'm about to read, but this book is so bad." You could be like, "Oh yeah, man, I just been reading." It's like, don't say the book is so bad, because then you're not gonna want to read it. There's little things like that. Next, I say, treat your craft like your baby and fall in love with it, so you have something to look for. Treat your craft like your baby. Take good care of it. Grow in your craft, grow in your skills, and do something that only you can do, because you're the only one of you that you'll ever be. So when you get that skill or whatever it is, do it to your utmost best ability, so that whenever at the end of the day, when you look back at your life, you feel like you actually accomplished something that was unique to you. Like, you actually achieved something that you know that only you could do, because it was your purpose and your calling. And I mean, it helps to just try things out that you're good at, and see where they go. And if you have an idea that's really, really heavily on your spirit that you feel like you need to be doing, and it involves a gift that you currently have, and something you've really always been good at your whole life without trying, then chances are it's part of your purpose. I mean, and it doesn't hurt to try. It maybe you might lose a couple thousand, but you got to think about the risk to reward. Like, the reward might be a lifelong fulfillment, or just think about whatever it is. It might be like, maybe you're made to be a movie director, and then you know, you got to think like, what am I holding out on by not making these movies? And you could be like, maybe you're the next Michael Bublé, or whoever made Transformers. You could be the next whatever them, or the Fast and Furious guy. Like, imagine if he was like, you know, I think I can make movies about cars, but what if I can't? And then he didn't. Then there would be no Fast and Furious. Imagine like the Avengers guy, there's the Captain Marvel, all that, DC Universe, whoever created all that was just like, you know what? Maybe I could write comics. Maybe I could think about these things called superheroes, but what if I can't? Oh well. But nah, they didn't do that. Like, they actually went out there, they tried, they got it. There's something made them feel like they could be good at it. They had a genuine interest in it. They loved their work, and you need to love your work. Otherwise, that's suffering. That's not work. But yeah, they love their work. They love the things that they were doing, and you need to find something that you enjoy, something that you could cater, that caters specifically to you, and that you can use to help the world or whatever you're supposed to be doing. But whatever it is most likely going to add value to the world. So just seek where you can add value and try to add value and see how the returns come to you. But it should work, because especially if you put all of you into it, because you're the only one who can do it the best to your ability or in the specific way that you do it. So once you start working on that and you build that skill, you grow it, treat it like your little baby, and then it grows, and you keep on feeding it every single day by working on it. It's gonna grow into this big, strong person that you are one day, and you're gonna feel like it's part of you, and that's your son, but it's you because it's part of your skill set. So you basically became like another superhuman being, because you have all these pieces of a whole person inside of you, and each of these little characteristics and qualities all come together to make the great person that is you. And this will ultimately result in you loving yourself. If you found this video helped you, please drop a comment down below, give me a like, give me a subscribe. If you feel like you got anything to add to this video that'll help you to love yourself even more, then drop a comment below and feel free to share with others. If you feel like you got somebody who needs to hear this video, then send this video to them, press that little share button. I'm out.